Hi guys, Kidega Samuel here, and today I want to address a certain video that has been making rounds in TikTok and other social media platforms. This video, I know most of you have seen it. It's a video coming from Homa Bay whereby people living with HIV have been featured that they go get their ARVs in the hospital, alafu wanaenda some meters away from the hospital and they throw away the ARVs. They walk home without ARVs, and that media was like, people kwa hiyo kijiji wanasema hawataki ARVs. And people have always, I've seen the comment section and I've seen people be like, oh, why do they go for them in the word go, why don't they, oh, I don't know, the business of coffins will boom, blah blah blah, and so many comments, which are okay, and I don't have a problem with the comments. But I wanted us to bring, or I wanted to address the situation of what is the reason, or what could be the reason, because I've not been to Homa Bay, what could be the reason as to why people throw away their ARVs after they've taken them. Remember, even here in Nairobi and other places, and any healthcare worker, any social care worker knows that people who take their ARVs from hospital, not all of them take them. Si kila mtu anakunywanga dawa. Kuchukua dawa kwa hospitali imaanishi unazimezanga. Kuna watu ambao wanazichukuanga wanazitupa anywhere. Hata huku kwetu Nairobi. To be honest, even in some of these hospitals, if somebody was to come here and tell you that the people who take ARVs, most of them or some of them really throw them away. What are some of the reasons that make us do this? What are some of the reasons that would force somebody to throw away their ARVs? Remember, HIV is not a killer disease, but once you don't take your ARVs, you're probably 100% going to die after all. You're probably going to die from this disease. If you don't treat this disease, if you don't take your ARVs, eventually you're going to die from it. And nobody should tell you that you'll die because of HIV if you're taking ARVs. No, you won't. But if you don't take your ARVs, if you don't take your medication seriously, then definitely you're going to die. So nobody would want to throw away their ARVs knowing that they are welcoming death. You and I fear death. People don't want to die. People want to live long. But why would somebody knowing all this not want to take their ARVs? And these are the scenarios. Look at what is happening. Go to that video and check the comments. Check at the kind of stigma that is there. Check at what the people are saying. Because they're not taking ARVs, people believe that, oh, people will ati watakufa, oh, anga biashara ya coffin itapanda, and things like that. And these are some of the reasons why people throw away their ARVs. Go to let's say a family setup. You are a father and a mother. You are two married people, a couple. Your wife goes to a clinic and they test positive for HIV. You are that husband who comes and who speaks very negatively about HIV. Wewe unasemanga, na huyo githaiga na hiyo ARV zake, kwa nini asizifiche? Kwa nini anazileta hapa online? If your wife gets HIV, they will not come and tell you because they know what your stand is on people living with HIV. They know what you speak about people living with HIV. They know what it is. Nyinyi mko pale, mko nyumbani vijana. When you're together, vitu mnaongea kuhusu HIV. You talk about, ukedi, angasidi ukedi, ule amekonda ni kama akona ukedi, huyu amefanya nini akona ukedi. That group that you're speaking about, that group you're speaking in, your conversation, your group mko nayo, probably one or two is positive. And they cannot tell you because they know that you'll speak very negatively about them. They cannot tell you because they know the kind of stigma you give this disease. Make HIV kwa kama ugonjwa ya kuogopesha in a way that mtu mpaka anaogopa kuchukua dawa. Mimi nikuwa bwana ya mtu, and probably my partner goes and I find a positive, and I always have a very negative thought and speaking very negatively about this disease. That partner will not tell me, and what will happen? They will end up throwing away these ARVs. Somebody's husband has gone, they have tested positive. They cannot go to tell the woman because the woman will start things like, oh, you are unfaithful, oh, you are what, oh, you are what. You will not embrace this disease. Sikwambi you embrace that it's a very good thing. No, but at least embrace this person and at least walk with them. If somebody came to you and told you they have diabetes, you will actually sympathize or empathize with them. You will tell them to take their medicine. You will always be there to check out if they have taken their medicine. But that is extremely different with what happens with HIV. Mtu akikwambia kona virusi, the first thing you do is unaanza masengenyo. You start telling everybody in the plot and everybody that cares to listen. You start stigmatizing this person. Some people go to a point of even avoiding this guy. Mimi niko positive. I post that I'm positive. I post my ARVs. Not everybody, even in this TikTok, even my friends, those are very, very good friends, and go check my wall. There are people who have been forced to delete their videos because they don't want to be associated with me. They don't want to be seen with me. They don't, yani ni kama omen. You're like an omen. People don't want to be associated with you. Not because my friends hate me, but because they know that if their friends see them with githaiga, then they will be stigmatized. Watambao unaendanga wapi na wale watu ukimwi. So you see, hiyo kind of stigma ambayo tunapeanga the HIV itself, it makes people throw away their drugs. Because wewe huwezi niambia umeolewa, uko na hii chupa. It's a very big one. Ona venye nakuwa na kelele. So unakuta umeolewa, hii chupa utaweza kupeleka kwenyu, utaweza kupeleka kwa bwana yako. Uta either tafuta karatasi kadogo utoe, uanze kuzificha anga kwa unga, anga kwa tissue, anga wapi ndio bwana yako asione. Kama unataka kukunywa dawa na utaki kuinfect bwana yako. Lakini ukumbuke that most of them will find that, oh, I will not hide them, I'll just throw them away. But within 5-6 years, this person eventually, you know what will happen. The consequences are very catastrophic. Kitu ya pili, angalieni even watoto wenye wako shule. You know, even the students in school. In Kenya we have 1.6 million people living with HIV. Lakini wewe uko na mtoto wako secondary. Hiyo secondary yao iko na watu 3,000, watu 2,000. But a teacher will be comfortable telling you that in my school we have nobody who is positive. That's a lie. A big lie. Lakini angalia mwanafunzi akishaenda kwa testing pale kwa daktari akamwambia ako positive. Huyu mwanafunzi ako boarding, anakaa na mama yake na baba yake, ataambia nani ako positive? Haambii mtu. He ends up going back to high school with his disease, with his virus, na hakunywi dawa. And those are some of institutions, especially boarding schools. Wazazi, please let us learn to put a very good environment whereby our young kids can speak to us. In case there is something, they are free to speak to us. I've been in a boarding school. I've seen teachers arrange for medication kwa watoto wenye wako na diabetes, mtoto wako na nini anapangiwa dawa, mtoto wako na pressure anapangiwa dawa yenye atakuwa anakunywa kila siku, hata ako na special diet. Lakini people living with HIV, they don't even come out. You don't even know they exist in that school. You don't even know somebody is positive. Alafu wewe ndio huyo mzazi, ukipeleka pale nyumbani, the only thing you do is speak very negatively. Oh, uko na usherati utapata tu ukimwi. Uko na usherati utapata tu ukimwi ukufe. When you speak like that na mtoto wako apate ukimwi by accident or by willingly, akipata hiyo ukimwi, trust me, hata kuambia. Na asipokuambia, that is the start of a very bad ending, because this kid immunity itakuwa compromised. Secondly, huyu mtu ataendelea kuambukizana. I've seen that in Homa Bay. Hadi nikaanza kujiuliza maswali. You keep on asking where Homa Bay is the first one. Yes, we have a lot of sex work happening in the fishermen, in the fisheries and things like that. But look at this kind of stigma. When the stigma is so high in a certain area, people shy away from taking their ARVs. And if people shy away from taking their ARVs, reinfection inaendelea kukua mingi na mingi. Na kitu ingine ni kuambia, na hapa nakupea siri. Watu ambao wako positive, if I realize I'm positive and I don't want to take my medication, kama sijajikubali, most of them are always in a revenge mission. Most of them will have sex with anybody that cares to have sex with them, so that they infect as many people. Because hata atakwambia hata mimi sikuokota, nililetewa, na hata mimi nitaenda niletee mwingine na mwingine. Kwa hivyo mtu akunywe dawa is a very dangerous person, and that's why we've not been able to curb the new infection. Hatujaweza kuzika. Tuko na dawa za kupunguza makali, dawa za kuhakikisha ya kwamba you are not able to infect another person even without. Ukikunywa hii dawa, this one is current one, inaitwa DTG. Ukikunywa DTG within 3 months hauwezi ambukiza mtu mwenye mna have sex na yeye hata bila kutumia kinga. But people have shied away from taking their medication. People have kept away from taking their medication, na watu wanaendelea kupeana virusi. Mnajiuliza watoto wa miaka 19, wa miaka 20, wa miaka 17 wanatoa wapi virusi? It's because these kids, they come at home during holidays, they have sex without protection, they go, because hata ma clinics zingine zinakataa kuuzia condom. Serikali yetu yenyewe, it says that you cannot give a condom to a person in school, a person who is under 18, but this person is having sex, this person has HIV. Huyu mtu anaenda kuambukiza wenzake kwa hizo hospitals wanakuanga nazo, then you end up having a whole cohort of young people having been infected with HIV. Watu wenye wanaambukizana ni wenye wakunywa dawa, na wanakosa kukunywa dawa because of the stigma tumepatia HIV. Tumemake HIV kwa like a sacred disease. It's a disease that cannot be spoken about. People speak about cancer, which are more worse. People speak about Yes, we have a lot of diseases that are very worse and they are very vigorous in terms of fighting human being than HIV. Lakini because of criminalizing HIV, some places we've even criminalized HIV. You've told people like if you infect somebody, that is a criminal offense. It's okay, it's a criminal offense. But do you think somebody will go to test? Unadhani mtu ataenda kutest akijua that nimetest positive? So have sex na ule na nimetest positive, that will be infecting somebody knowingly. What do people do when they know there is such a law? Wanakata ku have sex. Wanakata kuenda kupimwa. So let us not criminalize HIV. Let us normalize having this conversation. Let us talk to your children. Let us talk to our peers. Let us not always speak negatively about a disease that we know that is a danger to our lives. So guys, hata msijaja watu wa Homa Bay, most probably the stigma there does not allow them to take their ARVs. Me, I have friends wanaekanga dawa kwa unga ndio partners wao wasione. I have friends wanafichanga dawa kwa tissue paper, partners wao wasione. So please, let us normalize this. Let us not make it a very big deal in a way that our people cannot take ARVs in a comfortable environment. Because when that happens, what will Githaiga do? I not have a problem. I throw my ARVs away. If I throw my ARVs away, I am a problem not only to me. I'm a danger not only to myself. I'm a danger to the people near me, to the people I'm having sex with. I'm also a danger to my family because there are people who depend on me. I'm also a danger to the nation because the nation also depends on me. I pay taxes, I do blah blah blah, and I cannot pay taxes when I'm in the hospital bed. So let us normalize having conversation about things that affect us. It is until we have that acceptance that we have this disease with us that we will not speak bad about it, because you never know if the next person has it and what they are taking from it. People write a lot of comments in Githaiga's post, very negative comments. You thinking that you are writing them so that Githaiga feels demotivated. Oh my God, me I take mine every day. I don't get demotivated. But think about that to another person who is positive, who comes to look at Githaiga's video. Akikuja aone kenye umeandika kuhusu HIV, aone kenye umeandika die RIP, anga do what, anga coffin business will boom, you are dying. Mwingine aliniandikia Githaiga utakufa uniachie TV. Ni sawa, niombe tu nikufe nikuachie TV, lakini wewe fikiria mwingine mwenye ataona hiyo video, ile siku nyatenda a test positive, they will be demotivated because they know atakufa tu, because that is what you've been telling Githaiga, and that is what it is. Let us stop HIV stigma. Tukiacha HIV stigma, we open up these conversations. We start speaking about what affects you and me. Then we can have a very comfortable environment of curbing this menace. Okay? So tusijaji watu wa Homa Bay, na nimesema sio Homa Bay peke yake, hata hapa Nairobi, everywhere you go to a place where we have a CCC. Akukosangi mahali watu wanatupanga dawa, na watu wenye wanatupanga dawa watupangi juu ya kutaka. Hakuna mtu anajitakia kifo. Watu wanatupanga because of the stigma, because wataki waonekane nazo. And the only time that mtu ako comfortable kuonekana na dawa ya TB, dawa ya pressure, lakini yuko comfortable kuonekana na ARVs, is the point where you speak very badly about HIV, about the ARVs. Na nikuambia tu kitu moja, nobody is immune. Wewe uko hapo, ushaipata gonorrhea, ushaipata syphilis, ushaipata STI yoyote, ushaipata infection. Ile shimo hiyo infection iliingilia, hapo ndio ARVs, hapo ndio HIV inaingilianga. Wewe uko na bahati hiyo siku ulipata hiyo infection, siku ulipata hiyo STI, haikuanga HIV. Remember, hata HIV ni STI. It's a sexually transmitted disease. Na pia it is transmitted through other means. Lakini nani? If you stop stigmatizing this disease, if you stop talking very rudely and very negatively about people who are positive, then probably you will help that one who is positive na hakunywi dawa. Mimi sina shida, mimi niongeleeni, lakini wale ambao hawakunywi dawa, that is where the problem is. Wale ambao hawakunywi hizo dawa, that is where the real problem is, and we need to make sure that we bring this cohort to take them. Na wewe ambao hujatest, you continue having raw sex, na ujenda kutest kama uko na positive, wewe ndio unasambaza ukimwi. Achana Githaiga, wewe enda upime yako. Pima kama uko nayo. Ukishapima uone hauna, unaweza kuja unitukane, unaweza kuja uniambie, lakini pia take care of yourself, okay? I love you all.